Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality. Realness meets entertainment in color meets Miss TJoy. We are here to discuss the Love Island USA Season 4 reunion. Up top, we have Tamika from Entertainment in Color joining us to talk about this episode. How are you, Tamika?
Good.
Good is good. And also, so for the first time together, all at the same time, is Miss TJoy, who was taking over Tamika's position while she was away. So, Miss TJoy, welcome, and how are you doing today?
Hello, ladies. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
So, I actually surprisingly enjoyed this reunion show. Tamika and I watched the reunion from the UK, and I thought that this one was better. What do you think, Tamika? How do you compare it?
I'm still gonna say they need to do the reunions farther out.
Absolutely.
It
Oh,
just
that's true.
it
That is
wasn't it. And there was a lot of recapping that we did not need. They ended up cutting Andy and Maddie's entire
Mhm.
conversation, which is crazy. But as we see on in social media, Zeta was like, if I had more context to what was going on outside the villa, I would have definitely responded differently. So
Absolutely. And I just don't understand why, like, basically they're like, oh, they just came out of the island, like off the island, and they went directly into the reunion. How is that better TV than them going away for a week or two or a month and then
right.
coming back and like learning everything, seeing where these relationships are going? And then it would be even fun to be reliving some of these moments, be like, oh my God, so embarrassing. Like, depending on what's going on within these relationships, it doesn't seem to hold any water the same day that they exit the villa and they won the show. It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know why they do that.
It didn't
um,
make any sense. It didn't make any sense at all. I'm not understanding.
So we have some of our friends here. So Charlene is here.
Hi,
Hello.
Charlie.
Hi,
Hi, Chaz.
Jess. Hi, Jessica. So Charlene says, I agree that the union should be later on. Absolutely. Jess also agrees. They should have definitely waited longer before doing the reunion. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So Jessica says them having the reunion so soon puts the finalists at a disadvantage. They do not get the chance to process and reflect properly on their journey. Absolutely. They don't know what really happened. They don't know the things that were said. They only know from their perspective, and they can't have any sort of way to look and see if how they reacted was appropriately or how they were treated was appropriately. Like, they have no context. And so it's just like it doesn't matter. It makes the reunion not matter to me.
yeah, and
Exactly.
even like Timmy, kind of like people are kind of upset at Timmy for defending Chaz, and it's like, yeah, but he's coming from the lived experience. He's not coming from actually watching the show to see how Chaz was kind of like really his verbiage to women was misleading and rude in a lot of ways. And even if you were just there, it's different than watching what he actually did one on one with some
Mhm.
of these women.
Totally agree. Like, he has no perspective. He does it like, of course he's going to defend Chaz because like that's his younger brother type vibe in the villa. He's not going to let people come for him. But if he
Right.
knew how he was actually acting, he'd be like, "Okay, Chaz, I was supporting you, but like might have to have a conversation." Hi, El Francisco. Hello, ladies. Tamika, thank you for trying so much to get the stream to work for the reunion last night, but it kept on being unaligned with what was being said and what was on the screen. Oh, really? So the it wasn't
Something
matching up?
happened. I don't know if it was Peacock or the amount
It
of
was
people
Peacock.
streaming.
It was
Yeah,
Peacock because it was doing it on my TV as well.
yeah,
So
it was just totally unaligned. Like I could not get the audio to sync with what was happening
Weird.
on the show. It was actually annoying. So
I
I just ended the stream because it was unpurposeful. Like at that point, like you could not get what they were talking about, and it
Oh, that
worked up
sucks.
until the Bria conversation. Well, right before the Bria conversation, it was like really sucky.
I'm sorry that that happened. I watched it after, so I didn't have any negative experience. And I was watching it on Crave actually as well, so I definitely did not notice it. So Charlene says, I think that they want to have a lot of relationships together since they don't have a good track record. That's all I can think of. Makes no sense. That's a good point.
That I you know what? I think that's actually a fair point. There are so many couples together right now, and I'm interested in them in 90% of them.
Which couple are you not interested in?
Deb and Jess. Maddie and Andy. Mm-hmm. They're just not. I could care less. And if Chaz
Phoebe and Chaz.
Yeah, that's it. Chaz and Phoebe are together. Them. So that's it for me. Agreed. Everybody else I'm interested in.
Hi, Sans. Thanks for being here. Hi, Danita.
Hey, Danita, girl.
So I didn't really take that many notes. I said Sarah looks pretty.
Sarah looks pretty. Sarah looks pretty. She held her own in the conversations. Yeah. She brought her own little style of.
She was fun. Like I enjoyed this version of her. Yes. Like, at one point she was even doing her impersonation of Zeta, being like, I want to get my tear ducts removed. And like, at least we're seeing her loosen up a little bit. If we saw more of this version, I could have probably bought the version of her that was doing the hosting part in the season. And so maybe this is her getting a feel for what is really required for her, because I did like this version of Sarah hosting the reunion more than all of her appearances on the rest of the season.
I agree.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She did.
So we as you mentioned, we saw a recap of like the whole season, and then so we got a recap of like the whole season, and then we're gonna get a recap of each couple's journey. And I'm just like,
and we got a recap of the season on Sunday. That's what was dumb, and it's streaming. So if you watch this back to back, it was dumb.
Yeah, definitely dumb. So at that point, we had all like the different Islanders that didn't make the finals, but the finalists all came out. So I was just like, they're still in the villa basically, and they just come out to do the reunion. I'm like, that is silly to me. But it's still a good point though that Charlene made. So I'm going to reserve a little bit of judgment here, but I still think it was silly. Culture shock. A lot of people were getting mad at like Timmy and Zeta, of course, and being like, oh, they were so mad at each other and they didn't like each other. I didn't even notice that really. But B, I also noticed heard from Zeta. She said that Timmy was really, really sick on the reunion, and they said that he had to be there, but he was actually like really, really sick. And so it's just very interesting that everybody already is like, oh, like they're already on the rocks. It's like,
no, she was like, I'm such an empath that like if anybody that I'm around is upset, I'm upset with them. And she's like, let alone my man. And she was like, he was so out of it. And so like, I was just not in the best mood because I was feeling whatever he was feeling. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
It is sweet. You could definitely tell something was off, but I knew they weren't on the rocks. I'm like, oh, they are too into each other. They haven't even been anywhere for anything to happen. They haven't even been with the outside world for them to get into their head. So I'm like, I know they're not on the rocks, but I could tell he was just so very laid back. And I was just like, something seems off with him. But I didn't know what it was, but now I know he was sick. Poor Timmy.
Timmy. So the first people in the hot seat was Dumpy, number 1 and number 2. So Tyler and Val are in the hot seat. I feel like Val, I think she speaks really well, and like I think she gets her point. You don't like her? Uh-oh, you made a face.
You know Tamika doesn't like her. She's been doing investigating. Tamika said that the girl had a man already.
She had a little bit of vim for somebody who had a man the entire time. I don't know if you should be going on and on about this guy.
Well, okay, but what we've kind of also deduced that the man that she has was part of her storyline, right? So what it seems like, do you know this theory, Miss TJoy? So what it seems like is that she did have a man. It's probably the same man that she announced that she has right now.
Okay.
Before going onto the island, and they were both in sequester, and that she was supposed to come on the show, stay there, and then her ex-boyfriend is going to show up on the season to cause some drama. So that's seemingly what was
So it's
supposed
supposed to
happen.
be like a Gemma Jax kind
She
of
didn't
situation.
see UK, but
Oh, you didn't see this? Yeah. So in the UK, they did a similar storyline with Jax and Gemma, and that I feel like that's kind of what they were going for this season. But
what happened?
Timing didn't work out. She got kicked out of the villa.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
on the UK season, he stayed there for a while, and then he kind of self-evicted at one point. But
he actually started being into another girl, and I think probably. But anyway, they reconnect
right
after it, while they were still sequestered on the way out, and because my whole thing is, if he wanted to come in, he could have still come in, but the fact that she left and he was still like, all right, I'm gonna leave with her, to me says a lot, because I'm sure they would have shown him somebody else on the show. Maddie was there. Why didn't they send him in for Maddie? I just feel like
if you like Val, Maddie's not your girl. Maddie's not your girl.
Maddie's quite boring in my opinion. So Sans is interested in Serengeti and Tyler.
Why is there
not Serengeti?
Serenity, but she just made a mistake. I was thinking that it was like a shipping name.
I hope it's not shade. I love my girl Serenity.
I'm thinking it might be a typo. I was thinking it was a ship name, and then I was like, wait, no, Tyler's there. So a Serenity, I don't think Serengeti though. It's like, isn't that a car? Anyways, isn't that a nice car?
That's a place.
No.
Where's Serengeti?
No, it's like it's the wild, the Serengeti.
Is it a desert? Serengeti.
It's like a jungle. A jungle.
Oh, it's part of Tanzania. Okay. Is she dry? I don't know. Is she
like I said, I hope that's not shade, because I love my girl. You guys know she was not like my favorite going into the season for multiple reasons, Trina. And so, listen.
She knows Trina? She knows Trina?
Well, Trina was commenting on her photos, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Right?
Calling her best friend. Anyway, she definitely turned like, and I didn't care for her personality at first, but I will say how she handled Tyler's situation, how she handled the Chaz situation, especially how she handled this reunion. I love the girl.
Yeah, she's fun.
So, what do y'all think happened in New Orleans? In their weekend in New Orleans?
I mean, I definitely think they went all the way.
Because they're exploring. The word they're using is exploring.
we're going to come back to them in like 1 second. So, no, that's it. Actually, no, that it is right now. Actually, I'm lying. Whether they did hook up or explore each other in New Orleans. So I think that they went out. They went for dinners. They had drinks. They probably acted
very romantic, guys.
It is. It really can be. It really can be. Especially in the French Quarters.
Miss TJ told me that I need to go to New Orleans
and have beignets.
Beignets. I want to do like some sort of haunted house stuff or like.
Oh, they have all of that stuff. There.
Yeah. I love bands, so I would love to hear bands playing.
You're gonna love the French Quarter, because when I went on a baby mood with my ex-husband, and we walked around the French Quarter, and there's just people outside, full on drums, everything on the corner of the street. The atmosphere is so much fun. So much fun.
I'm in. So Danita says that Sarah did a lot better than Laura.
Absolutely.
Check. Agreed. Laura Whitmore, you don't know Laura Whitmore, but I've been telling Miss T-Joy to watch season 5. She needs to do a binge of season 5 and then maybe season 7. And then since Tamika's favorite season is 6, then season 6. But yeah, I definitely would do 5, 7, 6. No, 5, 8, 6. Sorry. 5, 8, 6.
Yeah. Listen, go from 5, go on to the later seasons. Can only be my recommendation, because that's all I've seen. Right, I haven't seen before that. But Chantel's seen all of them, and she said those last ones are her favorite as well. Anyway, so
5 and 8 are my favorite for sure. I like the earlier seasons more than 6 and 7, but That's just my preference. And it's also like when I started watching it, I watched those ones already. So it's just like my foundation. So that's just my opinion and my experience. And I prefer the former host. So that too. Charlene agrees with us. Didn't like that. Bring them back in 6 months. Yep. But I really actually think
2 months would have worked. 2 months would have worked.
End of the month, end of September would have worked. Like, let's see who can make it to October.
Just give them 6 weeks. Because think about it. If Sydney's already crying, it was so hard to watch. Wait till she gets in the outside world. She's gonna have.
And even Deb on Zeta, Zeb's live, Zeta and Deb's live. She was saying that she hasn't been able to bring herself to watch it, but she's watched like the unseen bits, and that her mother said she'll watch it with her. So like it's like let them like get a little bit of information and get like into the outside world with their person, and let's see what happens. I know they need to like show all these lovey-dovey couples, but like come on, just like give us something. Like,
right.
So we're assuming that exploring is exploring each other's bodies in New Orleans. But who has been in his DMs?
It was Gabby.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, Gabby.
It was Gabby. Found
Come
out.
through, Tamika, with the scoop.
Okay.
How did you find this out?
Yeah, they kind of like alluded to it. It was Gabby. And
why did they? I wish we could. Why didn't somebody say something?
Because they didn't know, but then they found out during the reunion, and then they cut it out, and then it's so funny because they said then right after that she came out of the hideaway for Chaz. So it was awkward.
Oh wow!
So they cut a little bit of stuff out, but yeah, it was Gabby.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, Chaz is like now. Okay, so Serenity's up there by herself then, and then Chaz comes up and no, I don't know if Chaz joins her, if they just cut to him in the audience or whatever. But they're talking about her exit, and she's like, I'm a grown woman. I don't play in the playground. I was like, she had a lot of lines.
Yes. She was zing, zing.
It was just like, dog, that.
He deserved it all. He deserved it all. He deserved it all.
Yeah. And everybody's like, not everybody. A lot of people on Reddit like that she was pressed about the person being in her DMs, and I don't feel like she was pressed. I think she was being herself, like she was being, hype. And I was like, listen. If they were together in New Orleans, I don't think she cares that much. Whoever was in her DMs.
Right. I think it's fine for now. They're still a new couple, and they're still like in the show, off the show, and like it's too soon to be able to like be annoyed with anybody. I don't think that Bella and her even met. So,
and it doesn't sound like she's like pursuing him. She's like he's pursuing me,
and as he should.
Yeah.
As he should.
Exactly.
So Marsha's saying, hi, Marsha, there are so many couples out of the season, 8 of them and counting. So that is quite a few. So they probably want to showcase that for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe get all these people some brand deals. Sorry, Miss TJoy. I'm going to pull this down in 1 second. Way too much recap footage. Don't make me laugh. Way too much recap footage was shown during the reunion. They could have spent more time on the Islanders giving their point of view of situations and showing some of the footage over and over again. Agreed, Danita. Agreed. Hi, Tasha.
Hi, Tasha.
Hi, Tasha.
Yes, that is a lot of couples, which is good. Oh, and Sarah,
okay. Good. I'm glad.
Oh, so sweet.
Well, Kanisha, we are probably the 3 of us, I believe, are going to do Bachelor in Paradise together. That's right, correct? We're all wanting to do that. So,
and I saw the preview for Love Boats yesterday.
Both look fun.
It looked so good.
I'm interested in covering both of them, and both of you ladies are welcome to join.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. So it will be different, but there'll be the same truth serum that comes from all of us. All right, let me change this because I feel really bad that we lose you every single time.
I gotta sit on something so I become higher. I don't know.
Hold on, I changed it so maybe this is a bit better. Where? Oh, yeah, you've been taller now. Where was I? So Danita says Val said that they didn't know they both were going on the show because he had blocked her prior to filming, and apparently production decided not to send him in because he was struggling in isolation. Struggling? Oh. Nola's amazing. You had to visit at least once. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely on my list of places to visit. The only reason I haven't visited is no reason. There's no real reason. Been to New Orleans. I loved it. Oh, I want to go.
What was he struggling with? Struggling with what?
Maybe like outside
I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't believe a word she said, especially after Zeta and Deb spilled the tea that she was the mean girl. I don't believe a word she says.
Oh, she was the mean girl.
It was who was the mean girl? I thought it was always Serenity.
No, they like everybody kept asking who was mean girl, who's the mean girl that Val kept alluding to, and they're like they'll tell us later. It tells us right before the live ended. They said Val was the mean girl to Serenity. They didn't say Serenity's name, but yep.
Right. Well, so because Val was saying that there's only one person that made her cry, and I'm assuming then that was Serenity, correct?
Right. And so I think what they're saying is
Val was the mean girl, not Serenity.
Right, but knowing Serenity, they said they did not ostracize anybody. They said they were kind and open to everybody unless they were ostracizing themselves or they were being mean. And I believe them again only because everything that Zeta has shown us, I believe them. But what they were saying is that I think what they're trying to allude is that Val was going back and forth with Serenity, and probably if she was going at her, knowing Serenity probably went back at her and probably hurt her feelings the last time. Mm-hmm. And that now she's talking about Serenity was mean. But it's like when you go,
know how people like to throw the rock and hide their hand.
Yeah, exactly.
They say a lot of stuff, but then when you say something back to them, they're the victim and they start crying. You probably pull one of those numbers.
Yep.
I can see that. And that's probably why Val was like, oh, I'm not going to name any names. Because if you started naming names, people would be like, actually, that's not what happened.
Right.
People would be very quick to settle that and show what the truth was. So I believe that version for sure. Hi, Sam. So Sam says, I wish Zeta had seen all the things Bria had had been saying before the reunion, because she definitely would have went off. Absolutely. It's unfair. I think that she wasn't armed with all the information because, well, we're going to get to her, but Bria is a person that I really don't enjoy.
She's a broken record. How many times are you going to say you didn't get a fair chance? It's like, it's on repeat. It's on repeat. It's on repeat. Like every interview she does, she says the same line.
Like what is her fair chance? Did she want to fuck him? Like what did she need to have happen? Like would she be better? Like what if he fucked her and then is like, you know what? I'm not interested in this and goes back to Zeta. Would that be a better fair chance?
Like her brother did. Like her brother did Gabby. Like her brother did Gabby.
Gabby says they didn't sleep together, but yes.
Anything longer than the same day, exactly, Charlene. It's so ridiculous. Yes, I watched their live. I didn't catch exactly what was being alluded to at the end of it, but I did watch it. And I was so pissed. I'm like, I have notifications on. How did I not get notified of this live? I'm pissed that I don't have this live.
I didn't get notified either. I thought I had my notifications on too.
They might be shadow banned because that happens all the time with Cash.
Oh, that's possible. But Zeta's in the 500,000 club already, so she'll be at 1 million soon, I think. And Timmy's quite high as well. They straight up said it was Gabby. Okay, nice. Hi, Daphne. Zeb spilled during their live. Yes, it was. It was a good live, though. I love watching them together. I
will say, if I had a favorite couple that Deb was in, it's Zeb. Because it ain't Gabby. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Serenity's one-liners were a 1. Absolutely. Yes, Bachelor in Paradise and Love Boat's recap. So excited. Yes, so happy that you will be joining us. Who's looking for Kevin? Val? Probably. Her boyfriend? Probably. Oh my God, yes. Bria kept saying the same thing over and over. Laughed my ass off. Every answer was the same. Oh, we're gonna get
Right.
over. We're gonna have to go off on it. I need to get my fill of like Vim out for Bria at some point. Bria and Chaz are in forever La La Land. They have not learned anything. Nope. Okay, so let's talk about Kat and Jared. They actually get a full-on hot seat.
And deserved, because I love them. If you follow them, no, I do. If you follow them, but again,
she hated Kat.
Yeah, I hated Kat, but I saw their chemistry in the villa. So like, if you watch their TikToks and you watch them on IG, they're very, very cute together. They really are, and I absolutely see it. And the fact
I like her hair better longer. It looks better longer.
Really? I like the brown. Because
I
like the brown now. If you see they did a IG live, and apparently they felt like the production kind of pressured them to say that they were boyfriend and girlfriend coming out of the villa. And then he was like, listen, I don't want you to think that because they told me to say that it didn't mean anything, but I also want to make sure that means something. So they took the time, and like a week later he asked her properly after she met his mother. It was they're so sweet. I really like them.
And I think it's great that she did have dinner with his mom. I thought that was a really nice touch that he shared, and that he did pop the question and asked her to officially be his girlfriend. So I always liked them. I didn't dislike Kat because I think because I disliked Chaz more. So I was going to be Team Kat. And I like the fact that she was trying, but she's really like, no, this isn't going to work. This isn't working. So she came back single with the hopes that she could maybe pursue something with Jared. And I like the fact that whether it was performative or not, she decided to cut her journey short and go shoot her shot with Jared. So I appreciate that with her. I don't think that like Phoebe would have done something like that. You know what I mean? And so I like their journey so far. So I really hope that
Phoebe wants to be famous. Phoebe wants to be famous.
For sure.
So she definitely wouldn't have done that.
Next in the hot seat was Deb and Jesse. I didn't write anything down about these two.
I mean, that's when I was having audio issues and it was cutting in and out. And
sure, Tamika. Sure.
When I ended the stream, I just didn't go back to watch it. So I just kept going.
Really went,
well, she did say he was moving, right? He's gonna move to LA.
Yeah. Well, I knew. That part I knew because Andy had mentioned it in one of his like exit interviews or something, that he was like his favorite guy, like they were really close, and that he believes in Deb and Jess because like they have something, and that he's going to move to California, and he feels like they'll work out whatever issues they have. I mean, Zeta said the same thing, so they all believe in them.
I mean, I think that Deb is going to be done with it pretty quickly, but give it a go. I mean, he said his lease is up at the end of the month, so if he's going to go and he's already planned on moving to LA and they want to give it a go, I support them. I just do not see them in a lasting relationship. I just
no.
I don't. Even in the live, they're asking if Jesse's kisses got better. Like I don't know. Like it's
embarrassing.
Did you hear what he did? Right? That how he Jared gave him lessons in Casa, and that's how his kisses got better.
That's terrible.
Another man had to give him lessons on how to kiss. Oh, okay.
Okie. I mean, I've never heard that before at this age.
A particular girl, a pillow, or what would I mean? What was that?
I don't know.
I wonder how he would have been, Miss TJoy, on The Bachelorette when they had the date where they had to kiss their hands. Like they had a date this season where they had to be like,
Maybe
he would have been terrible. He would have been terrible.
So then we get our Timmy, Zeta, and Bria segment, and all I wrote down is, I don't think I was given a fair chance, and Timmy led me on. Okay, and I think with Timmy was kind of pissed about this because he's like, I was ripped out of my couple that I was in. And I said that I was interested in maybe talking to you and getting to know you a little bit better. I did. You came over and interjected yourself in the conversation I was having with Zeta. asked me what I wanted, and I said who I wanted. Like, she got a full experience, I think. Like, she got to be in a bed with him. She got to make out with him. She got to, like, test the waters with him. What more did she want? Like, literally, really.
That's what I was thinking, because, like, okay, like, I don't like Phoebe, but Phoebe could have said, Isaiah said he was going to give me a chance, but he really didn't give me a fair chance, because as soon as we got back to the villa, the next day he was already back in Sydney's face, right? And that would be true, because he realized right away, like, oh, I made the wrong decision. But like you said, Timmy was sleeping in the bed with her, like, for a week straight. They were kissing, making out. I mean, what shot did you want? He gave you a shot. It just wasn't there. He had already developed strong feelings for Zeta. And that's just all it was.
Like, I still am just trying to understand what more she wants. Charlene says she's mad that she was turned down on national TV and felt hurt. It's really sad she keeps going there.
Okay, so here's my theory. I don't know if you guys have heard this, and then I want to read some of Zeta's tweets and go over her live. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Bria said apparently, because remember I told you she's not too far from me in New Jersey, so we're right over the bridge to New York. He lives in New York. Apparently a friend of hers knows Timmy, right, and was gonna set them up. And so she, in her head, thinks that it was fate, that they were supposed to get together.
Was going to set them up before Love Island, but it never happened. Okay.
I think this is why she keeps holding on to she didn't get a fair shot. Because in her head, she already had them as fated.
Well, I mean, it is a fated relationship, but, like, timing wasn't right. You know what I mean? Like,
so how fated could it be? And that's what...
Well, it could be just, like, the experience itself. Anyways, go on.
Because I personally think him and Zeta are fated. Personally.
Right. Well, looking definitely fated for the fact that, she says that she wasn't supposed to be on the season. She originally was on season 8 for Love Island UK, and she ended up being taken away to film a movie, I believe, in Kenya, or TV show in Kenya. And so she wasn't able to be on Love Island UK. This most recent season was cast. And then so she ended up coming to back to LA, and she's like, hey, there's a Love Island USA, let me apply for that. And she basically applied. 3 weeks later she was on the show. Now, right. Timmy apparently was also supposed to be on season 3 of Love Island USA, went through the entire casting process, and didn't end up getting on the show. So I think their fate is more fated, since they were both supposed to be on the other season.
Yeah. And that when he got called for season 4, they didn't even make him go through all the stuff, because he had already gone through it. They just casted him and put him on as an OG. So to me, that sounds more fated, because first of all, Zeta is from London. Like, she literally could have gone on a different UK season of Love Island.
Right.
And ended up on our show, ended up coming in with a strong couple and winning. I personally think that's more fated. But in Bria's head, again, proximity, they know people. In her head, they were fated. And because he basically was like, I don't give a fuck about you, in that he's just like, Zeta was his person, right? Like, he was willing to give her a shot, but he wasn't willing to leave Zeta to do it. She's gotten it stuck in their head that it's like a misfate. And I don't believe that. I just personally don't believe that it's you missed your chance. I think it was you guys weren't fated, because if not, you would have been an OG, or you would have come in before they really got solid. Like, because really and truly, she came in at the moment we were having an issue, to be honest.
Yeah, it would have been the perfect time for her to scoop in, for sure.
And got him away, but that still wasn't even enough. It still wasn't even enough. So you cannot tell me that you are more fated with him than she is. Sorry.
Exactly.
On Zeta's Twitter last year. She was pissed. She's like, she found out a lot of the stuff that had been said about her, and she basically was not happy that she did not get to see those things before the reunion because she would not have
been so
uh,
kind.
yes. And to be honest, she was very supportive of Bria
at the reunion. Yes, because she even says to Timmy, no, you made a choice and you were trying to, because he was saying, no, I was ripped out of my couple. And she's like, no, you made a choice and you decided to keep, getting to know her better. She was taking up for Bria, like, no, you decided you wanted to keep, don't try to keep making it seem like it was beyond your control.
right.
You had control in the situation. So she was, to me, in that instance, she was saying to Bria, like, no, you're right. He had, decision making power and he chose to give you a chance. So, but
So
I'm
I
sure
think
she's
she
been
was
on that other
supporting
stuff.
both. She was supporting both, but I think in her head, after seeing everything that came, like, was done when Bria came out, she wouldn't even have. She would have just let him handle it and
Yeah.
just left it because she was like, "Oh, I was way too nice at the reunion to a certain bird, and if I had seen then what I see now, I've got a lot more to say now." She's like, "Cheaper to keep who? Bitch, I'm expensive."
But what does that even mean? Cheaper to keep her?
Because she had put on her IG caption, Bria, that cheaper to keep her but not me. So and she's like, "Oh, it wasn't shade to Zeta. I was just saying that was shade." And then she's
It
like,
didn't even make sense. It didn't
she's
make
like,
sense.
"But why can't you say? Why people can't say things to your face?" And she's like, "He never turned away from my sneak attacks. Matter of fact, he initiated them. Fuck out of here."
Ooh.
Oh,
She's
and another thing that sorry, I just need to put in another thing that Bria is complaining about is
Mhm.
like the secret kiss, and like that is like was so disrespectful to her. And it's like you have no idea what moments are, and like what when people are being drawn together, like that had nothing to do with you. And I'm sorry that it didn't, and that's what's hurting your feelings. But the fact that she thinks that he was being so unfaithful to her and their experience and giving her a chance because they ended up walking and meeting each other and were drawn to each other. I'm just like, you're just such a jealous girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
that was when she unfollowed him because when she saw that scene, finally saw that scene, she unfollowed him and said
Good.
that's what had pissed her off. So Zeta says, "Why was I being so understanding to a bird who wanted my man at any cost when he did everything in his power to put her to rest? So much for being a girl's girl. Lesson
Mhm.
learned. Team Timmy, Team Zimmy, stand by your man. His willingness was only out of obligation." So she would have had a lot more to say if they had given her the opportunity.
I would love to have heard it. It would have been very nice to hear.
And Deb
Mhm.
absolutely said, she's like, Bria got a chance. She's like, she's like,
What more does she want other
I
than
don't know
like
what
give her a
Right.
blowjob? Like, what did she want more? What like what though? Because this is like the chance that you get. This is like they had more than a first date. They had
Right.
time together, and like apparently she's like, oh, we were laughing so hard, like well, not hard enough. Like
Well, that means you had chances. If you had all these opportunities to stay up, talking in the bed, making out,
licking his
laughing,
foot.
enjoying each other's company, eating together, you had plenty of opportunity. And
and
when you left
somebody
out the
said
villa, you were tongue kissing Jeff like he had turned your head.
and
So
somebody had said the laughing that he was doing with her was not as hard as his laughing with Zeta. So I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. Listen,
Is there any more shade that we can throw at
there is
Bria right
tons,
now,
but
or we
she
move on?
was like not trying to talk about her during the live, but she is like, yeah, no, she's good on that. But I don't. Bria should have came out and said nothing.
Her
This is
face
my
was really
opinion.
pretty though. I thought her
Hmm?
makeup was really good.
oh
Oh,
yeah, and
Bria looks gorgeous.
her outfit, she's pretty. Like,
I don't
yeah,
She
it
remember
looks
looks
what her
nice.
outfit
gorgeous.
was, but I just remember her face looked
She's a
stunning.
waste though. Like she's a waste. She's wasting it. Like she could be.
Find you somebody else. Find
Yeah,
somebody
but
else.
I think her somebody else was supposed to be Jeff. And what did I say to you guys going into the reunion? I said she was going to come on there as a salter bitty bitch because Jeff was not going to be around for her to try to, like kind of like a Serenity.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I got to get my real man, like Jeff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. She didn't have that.
Well, they would have, Jeff and her might have had some passion because he's an Aries, she's a Scorpio, so they would have shared Mars energy, so they probably would have sexual chemistry. But
Yeah,
she's in my opinion, she's the worst. She's so annoying. I was, yeah. So Charlene says, well, her fate is not telling her the truth. Yeah, it really is.
no, it's not.
Most guys are cut and dry. They know whether they like you or not. Bria and Timmy had enough converse for Timmy to know who he liked more. The decision would have been the same, in my opinion, regardless of the time. Absolutely. I agree. Bria's still salty. Timmy rejected her over Zeta. Absolutely. So Danita says, I wonder production didn't want Zeta to see everything beforehand because she would go off while Bria deserved it. I think the production didn't want Zeta to get out of character, but I wish she would have. That's possible, a little bit.
I don't think she would have gotten out of character. I think she would have just been slightly forceful on letting her understand that
she was wrong.
Zeta was not the person standing in the way of their chance.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think they wanted this to be like a really smooth reunion, like, oh, everybody's so happy. We have some couples.
Which is why Jeff was not invited. Which is why Jeff was not invited. Because they did not that animosity that kind of maybe might have been lingering from
between
the last
him and Timmy and him and Nadja.
Yeah, to spill over into their reunion.
So Jessica, I think that she's trying to say that it's easier to keep her, less risk, something like that. But whatever, she's Courtney. Like easier to keep Zeta. It would be easier to keep, like, of course, like, well, it's easier to keep Zeta because he likes her more. Like, why would, like, so she wants to be forced into a relationship and forced to like her and forced to be more interested in her than Zeta, because that harder means it's going to be a better relationship. Like, what do you mean?
She needs to go to Deji. He wants problems, not peace. So there you go.
I know this is so serious, but I just want to know how they were raised, because her and Chaz have issues with being expressive and just having enough self-assurance and self-esteem to just stand in who they are in any kind of situation or relationship that they're trying to develop. And so I just wonder how they were raised.
Or what they saw. Maybe
they saw. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I will say that this area that we're in is very multicultural. So, I mean, she definitely might not have been the prettiest girl in the room, but she probably was maybe the prettiest Black girl in the room. It's always possible that that's also something that could affect her. Chaz, I will, again, and I did this with Jeff, he's young. He got on a show where there's 50 billion women being thrown at him.
I mean, 21, just go around and do whatever.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we even hear it in the UK, and some of them are older, that they've had how many women? Even Isaiah, how many women did he say he slept with?
500.
Yeah, and he's 21. So I'm not going to shade Chad on that part. He needs to grow up. I just think his verbiage to women was a joke. Like, he was rude to them in a lot of and tried to come off as some sort of prince, and I like, no, you're not.
Right.
Bria is just insecurity. It really has to be. She said that she's never chosen. I think a lot of
guys, she goes after things that are not hers. Like, don't try to steal someone else's man and you won't get jumped.
Right. But she didn't know how to express herself. And also with Chaz, though, he kept saying with Serenity, he wasn't feeling appreciated, and he wasn't, she wasn't making him secure in what they
I'm just
had.
saying, is it all about blowjobs? Like, is that what is the problem here? That like Serenity didn't give him a blowjob, like, and she didn't get to give Timmy a blowjob? Like, what is happening? Why they
I
feel like,
don't know. I
like
don't know.
I do
I don't
think
know.
that Serenity was holding back a little bit and was like kind of slowly easing into their relationship, but I didn't think that she was completely shunning him or putting him aside. I think that she was allowing things to happen, and then it wasn't happening at the speed that he wanted it to, and so then he just completely disrespects her and decides to pick, come here, cat, shut up, shut
Right. And
up.
I just feel like she said, all she asked him was, don't make a fool of me. Just tell me beforehand. And he still made it his business to make a fool of her. Because nobody held his feet to the fire about why he started out his speech is from
Making
day one since I've been in the villa, this girl Ken had just got there. How could that have been about her? He purposely started his speech like that so Serenity could think that it was her, and then he wanted to switch it up at the last minute because he wanted to embarrass her. He wanted to do it.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Charlene says both times he wanted Zeta. How much more can he be told? He wants Zeta, not you, not Fate. You just want to hear it. Jessica says Bria's being a hypocrite. She said it was part of the game when she took Zimmy. So Zeta and Timmy being drawn back to each other and having that kiss is a part of the game as well. Exactly. Like, you decided to go in there and decided to try to interfere with this couple and thought that you were going to be able to go in and infiltrate and be able to get this woman's man, and you couldn't. Their connection was stronger than whatever connection you thought that you had with them, whatever fate you thought that was experiencing between the two of you. They were drawn back to each other. So
Right.
what did you want him to do? Like, I guess you wanted him to treat her like he was his girlfriend. She was his girlfriend. When she was,
It was supposed to be all in, even though he was like not interested in her.
Right.
Brio's ego is way too big. You need more than a pretty face to fully turn someone's head. Absolutely.
Yep.
Marcia agrees with production didn't want Zeta to see what Bria was saying, and also Sydney to see what Phoebe was saying. Reunion would have been different for sure.
Right.
Maybe it's because they wanted Zeta just to take these hits, though, because like maybe they didn't want Zeta and Timmy to win, but like they couldn't really help that they had such strong support from the couple. I don't know. I'm just trying to from the public. I'm trying to figure out why.
I can see it. Again, they didn't want Jaleb to win, and they won. I can absolutely see them. I mean, again, it's the same producers as the UK version. It's not like we have different producers. Same producers, same company. I'm pretty sure they thought that Isaiah and Sydney were going to be the it, or Deb and Jess. They love them, an interracial couple.
Mm-hmm. So what did we think about Jess is like, not dead, she.
You want peace? You want problems? You need to go find Deji.
Wait, Charlene says, did you guys notice how everyone got quiet and eyes got big when Zeta told Sibby he was willing to get to know her? Love Zeta. He was, though, and I love that she's real with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
He was, and like I think that they're fine in their relationship, and that they've done this, but
they're real fine.
Right? And
did you hear the line? They're really fine, actually.
Wait, when she at the studio?
She was there talking about. She's like, Timmy's in the studio. I need him to come home, and they're like, "Why do you need him to come home?" And she's like, "I've been celibate for way too long. I need to knock him off so that I can get rid of this celibacy." She.
Oh wow.
Okay.
They fine.
Yeah, I think they're fine. B, like, even they're already talking like a couple that's been together for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll be like, no, I think you should say this part. Okay, no, you tell this part, and like they just like bouncing back and forth on like who should explain these certain things, and he's not moving away, like, or like getting upset for the fact that she came into the villa with her hopes of getting a husband. He's not shying away from that. And he's even being like, yeah, like she had different like intentions of coming here, but like I'm so happy we found each other, blah blah blah. So I'm supportive of this couple still, 100%. I think that they could go the long haul.
Yeah, and everybody get them to say their boyfriend and girlfriend, and she's like, Listen, he's my boy. I'm his girl. I ain't seen nobody else. Neither is he. We're exclusively seeing each other. She's like, so if y'all want to call us boyfriend and girlfriend, go ahead. We don't care.
Right. That's her man. Okay.
Right.
That's her man.
She
Yeah.
really don't like. She really picks him up. She's like, "This is my man. This is my man. It's my man. It's my
Yes.
guy. It's my
Yes.
boy." Like
Yes.
she's claimed him for sure. I mean, I love that.
And she's so excited for his music. She's like, you guys got to hear it. He's so good. Like she was just on and
I
on.
want her to be in his like videos and them being like
He
maybe
said
like
that's what he's gonna do. He said that she's gonna
Beyonce
do
and
the video.
Jay-Z or something. I'm
Yeah,
sure she
yeah.
can sing. I'll
She
ask her
did.
to
He
sing.
said that. He said she can sing, and he's gonna have her in her videos. I think him and Jeff too are gonna do something together too.
Jeff, okay, Jeff is still in the picture. I need to know
Yeah.
more about what happened as to why
I
he
can
was
also tell you about that one.
Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get
Chaz's main issue is he's putting on a show. Yep. He just tells the woman what he thinks they want to hear. Yep. Then changes his mind so soon after. Yep. Serenity
That's
has
what I
good
was saying.
discernment. She knew something was off. Yeah, we always said he was phony and false, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It's his words. Like his words do not meet his actions, and he's full of crap. You are not a prince. We know that you just want to sleep with how many guys, whatever. Like, I mean, women. We get it. You're just stop trying to act like you're some sort of prince coming in to sweep these women off their feet. You just coming to sleep with them. Bye.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, or just like just hang out with different women. So it's a good experience for him. All right, so Tamika, you are a Taurus. How do you feel about Joel and then Bella coming onto the stage and Bella immediately kisses him and then Joel gives her a poem?
A poem.
Who's the Taurus? Bella.
Joel.
I mean, poetry is not my thing. My ex-husband used to write poetry. He might still write, but I don't know. But so he would to read it. And it was just like, it's one of those. It's like jazz, just not my thing. But I love Joel and Bella, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just that they should not be working. They should not even be a thing. He said he wants to get married tomorrow. He's like has a house. He's 20 something. He said he was looking for somebody older, but this man is in hot pursuit of that girl. And then he came out in an interview and they were like, "Oh, what do you think about Chaz and Bella kissing?" And he was just like, "I don't care. I was in the villa kissing Phoebe."
Perfect.
Love it.
I definitely liked them together. We liked them. We hated the fact that they were separated like that. We thought it was stupid.
I liked them together. She was so blown away. She was like, "This is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me." And I was like, "Oh, I love that for her."
Yeah, and he sent her flowers on her IG. Like, he is in hot pursuit, and I am here. Listen, if I'm always like, actions speak louder than words to me, which is why it's not my thing. But I love actions. I love pursuit.
I'm wondering if the poem maybe has some signs in Pisces, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and that's usually the hopeful, romantic, and the knight in shining armor, and so maybe he has some significant planets in Pisces. Maybe it's not a Taurus thing,
or even the some watery stuff going there, because it was very sappy poem at that.
Yeah, but the reason why I said potentially Pisces, because it starts with "I've been dreaming." I'm like, dreamer, Neptune, Pisces. Yeah. Anyways, just a thought. Charlene, are you a Taurus? Not into poetry. Okay. So Joel and Bella are a sweet couple. She even wrote a song based on the poem he read her. Wish them all the best. I do too. I wish them all.
I'm telling 90% of the couples so far, I'm in. I'm in. I'm not shipping.
Right. They are cute. We do get a Courtney and Bryce segment. Apparently they are pretty much together as well. They drove to, I think, to California or something because she was taking too long getting ready and they missed the train. We thought that he would left too early and that he didn't allow for that relationship to actually grow a little bit more. And I think that he was able to give her all the things that she was looking for, but she all of a sudden was like, he didn't do something once, or like misunderstanding, or he rolled his eyes when he like. I'm
And he
happy
didn't
that they're
kiss
giving him a
her.
talk.
He didn't want to kiss her. It was just so childish.
But she wants a relationship that's mature and that's like that they really respect her and they really want to get to know her, but then she only wants them to fuck her. So like
Right.
it's not in alignment with what she said that she wants.
Right.
I think he actually is in alignment with what she truly wants, and that she was kind of reverting back to what she's used to, and that's
Right.
why there was a bit of a disconnect. And so I'm happy that she's giving him another opportunity, and I'm happy that he is allowing her to have a second chance. So
I agree.
no, Capricorn. Yeah, I'm not a poet either. I mean, I think I did write a song for somebody once, but it was like a limerick. It was stupid, but it was funny. Like, I might do something a jokey. Husband is a Scorpio. Yes, Scorpio and Cancer. That's a good combo for sure.
Capricorn.
That's what I meant. I meant Cancer, but I said Capricorn. You're right. But Capricorn and Scorpio are well, Scorpio and Cancer are also good, but Capricorn and Scorpio are good too.
Yeah.
Anything else about the Courtney Chaz or Courtney Bryce segment?
Again, another couple I'm following on IG, and I just love. At first, he was like, "Well, maybe we, I'm not receptive to her, and I getting back together after the show because there was obviously something missing." And then over time, he was kind of just waiting for her to come out the villa, and so I do like that he must have either gone back and watched and said, like, literally, we had something. There just must have been some sort of miscommunication. He was willing to have her come out and clear it up, and it looks like they cleared it up, and there I go. And I liked them together. I felt Bryce was a sweetheart, very mature, and I do think he's more of what I'm looking for, and I'm willing to see where this goes.
For sure. And I'm so happy that like originally there was a post that he was a Cancer, and I was like, I don't know if that will work necessarily in the long run because she's a Sagittarius. But then I found out that he's a Gemini. And so I'm like, that's a lot better. Opposites attract. Gemini and Sagittarius are opposites, but they could still work. So that gives them more chances, in my opinion, to be a success. So the segment is called Casa Amor. Wow, like they really love Chaz on the production side of things. So I don't care about Chaz. We've talked about him a little bit already, but Gabby comes out as if we're on an episode of Jerry Springer
Right.
to tell off Chaz. And like I wanted her to have a little bit more bite though.
Jerry.
I mean, she came off and then
I
just
want
let him off of
paternity
the hook.
test.
Like she came out and then was like, she said that stuff. She was like, but it's fine. It's okay. No, it's not. If you're going to come out here, then stand your ground, let him have it, and don't back down.
Did you see or hear when Chaz kissed his teeth when she was about to come out? Like, I'm going to see if I can find it before this is over. Because he's sitting there like, hey, Gabby's coming out. He's like, I was like,
because he knew he was busted. Because remember, he just got finished saying, "Oh, Gabby was okay with it," And now when they're saying, "Oh, well, was she?" Because let's hear from her because she's here. Then it's like, "Oh," because he knew he was gonna be busted, but she didn't come with any bites, so she didn't really hold his feet to the fire. But
I mean, she did say something then, and then he was like, "Well, that's why I didn't bring you back to the villa." Like, I can't.
Sorry,
anyway.
I was putting on my VPN, and that's what happened.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, well, that's why I didn't bring you back to the villa." And I will say, I think Gabby, because remember, not most of the Casa girls did not get invited to this shindig. I think Gabby was just there, glad to be a part of the function at that point because she could have not. But I think she was gonna go at him as much as she was. To be honest, I don't think she cared for him that much either. He was insignificant, and in her head, she didn't sleep with him in the hideaway, so whatever.
But he still sucks. I do wish that she gave him a little bit of heat, just a little bit. Considering she came out of backstage, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to be like, whoa! Like I wanted it to be a little bit.
And I don't she would have gotten the response anyway because remember, like I said, they had just kind of revealed we didn't see it. They cut it out that she was the person in Tyler's DMs.
Mm.
Right. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Let me find. I want to find it. It was. Oh, it must have been here on here. Hold on. Where?
One thing I can say about these people that they cast, they are open to any and everybody because they have no type. They go from one to, I mean, it's just, they like, ooh, no type.
Well, and that's the problem is them having no type because like then they're wishy-washy and or they're not really open to a lot of different people. They're only open to I don't know. I think they need to have no type but every type. You know what I mean? Open to more backgrounds in people. Yeah. And I would like for the show to not be dumping people right away because like there were some of these connections that could have been made in the villa that I would have been interested in seeing what would really happen if like we had Kat and Jared in that were still there together and they're building a strong couple. Like would they have made it to the finale instead of Deb and Jesse because like they would be showing themselves to be a stronger couple. Like it would have been interesting just to see if there were stronger couples that they would have to really deliberate and decide between. And that whole buddy thing might not have happened with Jeff. You know what I mean? If there was
that dumping was ridiculous. It was every other day. It was ridiculous.
Every 2 days, okay? Don't be sarcastic. Don't exaggerate. Every 2 days. Marcia says Phoebe was giving faces all reunion. She didn't want to be in the hot seat. LOL. I think she wanted to be in the hot seat, but she definitely was giving faces. I think she wanted the camera on her. Oh wait, shoot. Is she out already? Sorry, I want to find the kissing the teeth part. Is it here? Okay, let's see if it's here. Okie dokes. Oh fuck.
That happened to me last night too.
While it's like flashing like that?
No sound.
Oh wait, no, I turned the sound off because I was trying to cue it. Hold on. Oh shoot. Oh, it is really off.
Yeah, it's been doing it's I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it to line up because remember I had to finish watching it today and it was still doing it with me. It's just
Peacock, you shouldn't be doing that on the reunion. You're gonna piss people off. They're not gonna buy your service.
Yeah, no, all season it worked fine. I've been streaming all season, no problem. And this reunion, where was bad.
Mm-hmm. I hope it's not doing that because I wanted to watch some movies because they got some movies coming. They got the
the Honk for Jesus.
Yes, I wanted to watch that tonight.
Too. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that too.
And then they also have Jurassic Park.
Oh, really? Okay. I have to tell my son.
Welcome back to Love Island USA, the reunion. 6 weeks of drama.
I've not been able to see this. It's so annoying.
One more night.
Yeah. You're see. No, it's not lining up.
I can't do it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to try and show you the kissing his teeth, but the world does not want us to see that.
Because he's insignificant. We can
move on. Maybe that's what it is. We're giving him too much time. Is there anything else we want to talk about Chaz? And, she says that he did her a favor and, he deserves better. I was annoyed with Timmy jumping in, but as you said, I agree with you, Tamika. Like he didn't have a chance to see all the things that Chaz has done and what he said to be able to give like an honest perspective. So he was just standing up for a little brother type. But anything else you want to say about Chaz? Okay. Obviously we get Isaiah and Sydney in the hot seat, and poor Sydney had to watch the whole thing of like Casa Amor with Isaiah and Phoebe and all of that. Like, I thought it was doing Sydney a bit dirty.
Well, considering Isaiah said that production's the one that made him choose Phoebe and some of the guys, I think that was their point.
Well, I really, that sucks for her because like she had to get over it, but then seeing like the natural beauty line, getting to see that like getting to see all these like I'm going to give you a chance stuff, like, and like not just like close up on these kisses. Like it would really rip down my heart probably. So I feel for her. Anything you want to say about those two? I like them enough together. I don't know if they're going to last, obviously, because they're both really young, and Isaiah seems to be very excited to be like a TikTok star. But like, I think that you're going to realize that it's better for them to be together for a while.
Yeah.
Till March.
So yeah, I still think too March too.
Yes. Again, Zimmy is very, very much a fan of them. They said that they and I do agree with them because they did say in one of their interviews, they're like, listen, all three of our couples are in a different like phase of relationship, and so you could, and that's why they didn't like see them winning as like a thing, because like first of all you don't think about it in the villa, second of all they're like, we didn't know who America would like lean towards, but they're like our relationship is no necessarily stronger than theirs is just a different phase of relationship than ours, and that's what we've kind of been saying, and I think that's just what we get. If Sydney can get over, and age wise it might be hard for her, it might take a little bit more longer than maybe it would have taken Zeta or Deb to get over what happened with Casa Amor. I think they might be good.
Yeah, I think they might be okay for 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Marsha, I'm giving them 6 months.
That's good. I think 6 months is pretty good for like any relationship. Like it's a significant relationship, you know, regardless if it doesn't last forever. 6 months is, especially at that age, is a large chunk of time. Mm-hmm. Phoebe gets a whole segment. I was just
Why?
Wow. I don't know who said it, but probably the announcer was like, Phoebe's favorite shape is a triangle.
That's Sarah said it, yeah.
Oh, Sarah said it? It's true. She does not like staying in her own lane. She loves a triangle. Anything you want to say about that segment?
Did they say anything about her on the live? Because they really embraced her. That's why I find it hard to believe that Val, with Val trying to make it seem like if there were any mean girls kind of in there, because they embraced everyone. Even towards the end, Zeta and Bria were cool. Sydney got cool with Phoebe. Nobody was ostracizing anybody, even if you was trying to take their man. Bella, she reminds me of Ellie. And I see sometimes I go to say Bella and I would want to say Ellie from last week.
Oh, you guys don't watch the Challenge MTV, correct?
Yeah. MTV? I haven't watched it in a long time. No.
Do you know who Jordan is? He has just like one hand. He was born with only one hand.
Yeah.
So Ellie is dating him.
Really? Oh, that's cute. Okay. So, but Bella, still being friends with Phoebe. Everybody's still being friends with Phoebe. And then Nadja, and then the way like she did Mackenzie, I want them to see Phoebe was just not a girl's girl. I don't like girls that aren't girls. And she tried to fake it and would be like, "Oh, I love you. Okay, you love me so much. You stabbing me in the back every time I turn around. That's not love. We not cool. Just because you come out and tell me doesn't excuse the fact that you're doing it."
Exactly.
Like she'd be like, "Oh, I kissed your man 5 minutes ago." Okay, that's not okay. Just because you told me doesn't mean it's okay.
I know. I think it's just like the parameters of being on the show and in the villa that they're just allowing these things to be okay. I don't think that they'd be too happy with Phoebe in the real world if that was the situation. And maybe that's why they're giving her a pass, but I wouldn't be giving her a pass.
They did kind of say that, allude to that on the live. They're like, listen, Phoebe's cool. Zeta said, I don't think the hate that she's getting is deserved. She's like, but we're cool. We would hang out with her, but like, let us watch the show back and we'll see if that changes. I don't know if it would though. Not with Phoebe.
I think they could see what Phoebe was doing, but maybe seeing how she was moving in Casa Amor, maybe make her be like, oh, is she really a girl's girl? Maybe not.
Right.
So we'll see. We do see a Nadja and Jeff recap, and they still keep on showing that clip of her like being like, "You ruined my experience here," but we never saw that scene. I'm just
Never
like,
saw it.
so
Never
annoying.
saw it.
Show us the damn scene. But
Exactly.
they give a recap of their last 48 hours, and then Nadja says what I've already watched her say in a couple of interviews already about their relationship and whatnot. Is there anything about this relationship that we care about, considering Jeff wasn't there?
Mm-mm. It was fake anyway.
I will say, I've watched a few of her interviews, and I kind of not watched his live, but kind of see what he's saying. I do believe a lot more in their relationship being real, to be honest.
Sure.
She has very much supported him since everything has happened. They're, even tonight, I believe they have an event that they're co-hosting. She was on Tiger Lily's IG or TikTok responding to her about some of her things that she was saying. I'm kind of switching aside on this Tiger Lily Jeff situation, in that I'm kind of believing that Tiger Lily is really clout chasing.
But why would Nadja respond to that? First of all, she wasn't in Casa Amor. Second of all, you don't really know him outside.
Because she was alluding to that he was not invited to the reunion because of her, because of Tiger Lily. And Nadja said he said he couldn't come to the reunion because of the stuff that happened a few days prior.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what
fine.
she was.
I just don't like
that
her.
was she wasn't responding.
Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't responding to their actual relationship. She was responding to Tiger Lily, was basically trying to make it seem like that everything had to do with her.
Oh, okay.
And Nadja was like, no, that's not what happened. She's like, it was because we had all that stuff happen prior date, and again, I think they just did not want any issues coming into that reunion. They just wanted it to be
peaceful.
Oh, we have all these couples, and they had a few little things here, but look, we have all these couples, kind of thing.
Right.
So they didn't want Jeff at the reunion messing up that aesthetic.
Right.
But she's been very
at
supportive.
This point, I don't know if I agree with this. Like, I don't know what the truth is right now. I still don't know if I buy what she's saying. I don't know if I buy what he's saying. I don't know if I buy their relationship. There's a lot around it that is not been clear, and the show is not allowing it to be cleared up at all. So,
and I don't know if it's even the show.
The cat. Was that the cat?
Yeah.
I also think that they are two people who will be like, hey, we're going to get this bag. Let's sweep this under the rug and let's get this bag. We're going to make this money. We're going to do these appearances and we're going to do what we got to do. Like, we cool. We're not going to be together, but we're not going to be enemies and we're just going to get the money. I mean, I feel like that's what they were kind of doing on the show. Like, I think they have an attraction to each other, but I just don't think, I knew that they knew that it wasn't going to be anything outside of the villa, and they're just taking advantage of their opportunity. Which, hey, I don't knock it.
I don't knock it either. I'm just saying that she could definitely lean the other way and be like, he was a horrible person and he did all this stuff to me, and still be fine. But I do think the fact that she's been supportive of him does say a lot. She's not the only one. Even Zeta said Jeff is her guy. Deb said, I love Jeff. They are bad on this. Don't ask them what happened with that situation in with Tiger Lily. They said ask the boys. So that sounds to me like the boys told them what happened, but they're getting secondhand information, so they're not trying to be involved on it. The reason why I'm saying that I think Tiger Lily is clout chasing is because her biggest thing is that she was not invited to the reunion. And then she tried to hook up with Avery to get like we both weren't invited to the reunion and it's because I'm not going to get Asian representation.
I know I'm not sure if I can buy that yet.
Yeah.
So far she hasn't. She's only had that one post that I've seen, so I don't know if I can go down that road with her, but I'm not sure, but I do have to go. So, Let's just talk a little bit about. I mean, I could leave you guys on if you guys want to continue talking for a moment, but let's just do some quick thoughts about our favorite couple, Zimmy. So Zimmy obviously was our favorite. They ended up winning the show. I thought that Jesse was being really, really like boisterous and out there with like how excited he was for those two, a little bit over the top. I wish that they kind of gave a little bit more time to them. I thought there was more there's more that they could have shown with them as a couple as opposed to like everybody else that they gave some time to. So I was a little bit disappointed in that, but no matter what, like I love the couple. I'm really happy that they ended up winning because, you know, we're never really sure if the full black couple is going to win the show. And so I was really, really happy that that was their outcome and their ending for this season. And like, Bria, like, why aren't you noticing that they won the show together as a couple? So that means that like, he didn't have it with you. It wasn't with
you.
Oh, they wouldn't have won. I will say from her live, yeah, their interview was nothing, but from her live, I love that these UK people have decided that that this is a win for them, and Zeta let them know. She's because they were like, you should have went on the UK version, blah 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 blah, and she's like,
I would have won.
And she's like, I haven't seen a black woman win the UK version, and she very much was like, I love America. And it was in two different statements, but I'm just saying that she's happy with the support that she's gotten in America, and I agree with her because the UK people cannot stay on code. If you look at India and Dami, they wouldn't even be where they are if it was for the UK people because they wanted her to dump Dami.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very true. So thank you, both of you, for coming on here to talk about this reunion because it was kind of a nothing burger of a reunion and we still ended up talking for an hour and 16 minutes. So thank you for bringing any extra hot tea to the table, and maybe in a couple of months when things actually have happened, we will have a little recap reunion, like a real reunion, and kind of keep everybody updated as to what's going on with everyone. So thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you everybody in the chat. You guys have been loyal every single episode. Most of you have been here recapping with either myself and Tamika or myself and Miss TJoy or all three of us together. So we're really appreciative of you guys being so supportive of our, you know, talking about this season. So thank you guys so much. We will be back together again doing Bachelor in Paradise as well as Love Boat. So keep your eyes out for the scheduling for that. And ladies, do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we say till next year?
Follow me on all socials at Entertainment in Color as usual. And I promise you guys I'm going to bring some scripted recaps and other things. I do have a reality show that somebody just mentioned that I want to actually watch, and once I start watching that I'll let you guys know. But yes, I cannot wait for Paradise and the Love Boat.
Yay!
Final
thoughts?
Just follow me at Miss TJoy on all social media platforms. Thank you so much for having me, ladies.
Of course.
I really enjoyed it. And until next time.
Yay. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow both these ladies on all of their social media platforms. Like this video, and maybe let's continue the Tiger Lily Jeff Nadja conversation in the comments. So if you have any more information, any more intel, maybe putting some links down there, because I haven't heard that much more. So I can't really have a really good perspective on it. So I would like to have a bit of more of understanding about it. I would have liked Jeff to be at the reunion so I can hear what his side of the story is. And so if you guys have any more information, let's start that conversation in the comments section below. Other than that, we'll see you soon. Bye.